Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor on Christmas Day. A surprise broadcast, but I thought it was important to go live because, yes, he's back. Roaring Kitty, Keith Gill, once again returns to the front, and he's taking on Gamestop again, plus others. He's going after all the low-hanging fruit once again. So we're going to follow all of this, and we're going to debunk the nonsense from the facts, and we're going to separate this and bring you all the information that you need to protect yourselves and make you a good investor, not a gambler. The market's open in just an hour and a quarter. As you can see, the Santa rally is in full swing. I've had an absolutely fantastic run this year. It's been a record-breaking year. $250,000 now invested, and we're making good profit. But we are focusing tonight on GameStop with just an hour and a quarter to go before the pre-markets open. Let me bring you some of the facts and let me debunk some of the nonsense. So first of all, if we look at the analysis here, Keith Gill is back on it again, trying to provide cryptic clues, cryptic nonsense, which doesn't actually mean anything. This is Roaring Kitty's Twitter page here. We all recognize this. He's still got posted to the top of his site back in 2020, all the drama with GameStop. He likes to keep that there to remind people the power of the people. Except it's not really the power of the people, it's the power of a few. 99% of people lost all their money, whereas Keith Gill made some money. Very selfish, but there you go. Just underneath here, we have a Christmas post here alluding to something. He never likes to actually say what he thinks, what he's going to do. He just drops in images to confuse everybody, again, to try to provoke and try to evoke that primal instinct of greed and gambling. And again, he's the only one who really wins. Time, as if there's something about to happen. I'm not going to go on anymore right now. But anyway, let's talk about this. At the moment, if we look at the actual numbers of GameStop, we know it's not just GameStop he's going after. It's other things as well. He's interested in creating chaos over, not just GameStop. But this is focusing on GameStop right now. The short interest is 7.25. Nothing at all. No short squeeze here, not enough volume, not enough short interest. So despite what he's trying to stir up, there is none of that. So that's completely irrelevant. We've got a very strong sell from Wall Street, and I'll show you why in a minute. And again, this is not about stuffing it to the man, and Roaring Kitty, Keith Gill, keeps trying to sort of come across as the people's champion. He's the champion of himself. He's not the people's champion at all. And he tries to elude that the markets, Wall Street, are against the man. The regular retail investor. It's completely untrue. It's not the case at all. But anyway, he tries to come across as some sort of Robinhood fellow, and it really isn't the case. I'm going to show you why it's a strong sell if we simply look at the news, the facts, and the valuation. So I'm going to come to this in a moment. We're going to come down to this a little bit of information here with GameStop. But first of all, I want to just bring you back to where we need to be, focus on. We're just an hour and a quarter away, an hour and 10 minutes now from the markets opening. Season's greetings and best wishes to all of our readers as we go into the holidays. We'd like to share that with you first of all. As we know, we had a massive Santa rally over the last couple of days. Let me focus on this first of all. Here we go. Ho, ho, ho. Traders are keeping their eyes on the chimney to see if Santa, the so-called Santa rally, will actually shape up this year. Well, a Santa rally is the last 5 days and the first 2 trading days, and it is most certainly in full swing. I made $3,000 yesterday, and not yesterday. What day was it? Was it Monday and Tuesday? I do never short stocks, I never do options, and just by buying the S&P and the macro dips with margin when it dips with unfactual news, that's what I've done. But anyway, we are in full swing. The Santa Claus rally will shape up this year. The S&P 500 finished the session on Tuesday up 1%. I was up over 2% because I was in margin, still am, taking a sled in the right direction. The Santa indicator was first recorded in 1972 by Wall Street legend Yale Hirsch, the creator of Stock Traders Almanac. And I'm not going to go into all of this, but essentially we have all the indicators with the bull market over a certain period. We have election. We have a Republican win. An election just happened. So many things now to suggest that the Santa rally will continue. So we're very, very happy. I'm very, very bullish with that. But anyway, let's get now back to Roaring Kitty and GameStop, and let's focus on what's important, which is trying to take center stage again tonight. And it isn't important at all, but Roaring Kitty tries to tell you it is. US video game sales down 7% in November, hurt by declines in game content spending. GameStop is not a good business. It's just down the road from me in Dallas. It's not a good business. It's not doing well. And a lot of that is down to Roaring Kitty ruining the entire reputation of the business, and so on and so forth. I'm going to prove that to you right now. If we look at the stock price right now, it's showing it's $31. We're up 40% over the last 3 months. Is it worth $30? Well, I'll show you now. No, it isn't. In fact, the valuation of this stock, if we look at it, the intrinsic value, it's worth $5.95. No value here whatsoever. When Roaring Kitty's finished playing games with it once again, it'll go straight back down the way it always does. No intrinsic value. If you don't believe me, let's go further down and have a look further at the actual numbers. Everything's declining on the business. We're down 5%, and on revenue, operating income is down 17%. Net income, however, is up 48%. But you can see how secular it is. In financing, cash flow is up 13%. Investing cash flow is up 9%. Operating cash flow is up 17%. Let's scroll down and look at the assets and liabilities. 6.2 in assets, 1.4 billion in liabilities. Looks kind of nice at the moment, doesn't it? If you think about it, with the debt ratio, liabilities to assets, I predict, and I'm going to look at it for the first time, that the balance sheet will look quite nice. And if I scroll down there, it does. Solvency looks quite good. It's not going to go bankrupt. And this is the number that retail investors who want to play around with GameStop focus on. It's not going anywhere. People keep saying it's going to go bankrupt, and we're going to be trading this and disappear. No, it's not. It's not going anywhere. It's just got a bucket of cash, but it doesn't make any money. It's not a business. It's purely a gamble, and I'll prove that to you now. Solvency, yes, is good. If I have $10 and I don't owe anybody any money, I don't produce anything, make anything, I have no profit whatsoever, I have 100% solvency because I don't owe any money, don't spend any money. That doesn't make me a great business. It just means I've got $10 in the bank. It's completely irrelevant. That is what's important. 29% profit. It doesn't make any money. It's virtually zero. And if we look at it here, if you look at the numbers, GameStop is predicted to go down 81%, worst case scenario, average forecast down 74%, and best scenario 66%. Whichever way you slice it, this is not a business. This is Roaring Kitty playing games with you again, and a handful of people win, and the majority of you will lose, as always. Insiders, the people that work there, have been selling the stock, so why would you want to buy it? Anyway, there is a little bit of my thoughts on GameStop tonight. So we got this news now that Roaring Kitty is trying to jump all over this. He's also trying to now get into Tilray and others. Low-hanging fruit, things that evoke passion and emotion with retail investors who sadly are misguided too easily by this human being. It's disgusting if you ask my opinion. I spend my time associating with the best people that I can associate with, making friends at Wall Street, making friends at hedge fund managers, making friends with CEOs. No one sponsors me. No one pays me. I do all this for free. I go live 12 hours a day. There's no sponsorship behind me or funding or whatsoever. But I'm here to provide the best, most honest channel in the world. And whenever I see Roaring Kitty going live, making nonsense like this, I feel it's my responsibility to at least present the other side of the argument. If you are following if you are following Keith Gill now in his latest round of tweets, his cryptic clues, be very, very careful. Remember, when you see on YouTube people saying they made money from all of this, that's the handful of people that you get to see. The rest of the people who don't have a voice on YouTube, you'll never get to hear about. So be very, very careful if you are getting behind all of this. It's all going to go down the toilet like it always does. And there's only one winner, and that's Roaring Kitty once again, sitting there dressed up like a clown. Be very, very careful. There's no value to this whatsoever. However, if you are looking for value, that starts in 1 hour and 5 minutes. We're always making money here on the show. Never lose money. I did 19 trades, 19 wins, and there we go. Anyway, it seems like I do have some comments in the chat. Let me see what I've got. One of my moderators just timed somebody out, but I will read this because it exposes the nonsense. Let's have a look. A guy here says Crypto Link hasn't got a real name, hasn't got an image. He's not prepared to admit who he is, but Banana Head says it goes to zero. Again, there you go. Silly comment. Makes no difference. It doesn't make any sense. It's a rubbish business. It doesn't matter how you look at it. Then he said, you pay duck. That doesn't even make sense. Just get it. We will moon. God damn it. Okay, great. Wonderful. Very intelligent argument there. Makes no sense. Doesn't mean anything. Please download the video. That would suit me perfectly because we don't want people like you watching. And if you download the video, what it does is YouTube doesn't show you my content anymore, and that's great. I would prefer you not to watch. He says here, the one question, honestly, even a cow could turn around a company with 4.6 billion. Please just be honest. I have a voice. I made a plus. So please. I don't understand what you're saying. It makes no sense at all saying a cow could turn around a business with money. That's absolutely bonkers. Money does not make a business. The people that work there make a business. Just money itself is completely irrelevant. There's nothing you can do, you can make happen just with a bucket of money. It's why I don't spend money on YouTube advertisement. It's just a waste of money. It's why I don't buy subscribers or views. I just work hard. And you cannot make a business just by throwing money at it or lying and manipulating like Roaring Kitty does. So the comments you're making, I'm sorry, they don't actually make any sense. And they won't do anything. And I promise you, if you think that Roaring Kitty is your best mate and you're going to make money from him, then you are absolutely deluded. A business is money, you fool. No, it's not. A business is business. You need to go to business school. A business is not money. And I'll give you a perfect example of that. The stock DJT, Donald Trump's stock. DJT is simply a bucket of cash. It's designed as a holding company to purchase a business, and people that don't understand that are buying DJT, and all they're doing is trading it for a popularity contest because they like Donald Trump. All they're actually doing is giving Donald Trump money so he can buy and sell his own stock to make himself money. You might as well, if you want to support Donald Trump, just go out and buy one of his T-shirts or hats. Buying DJT stock is not a business. It's just a bucket of money in the bank. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't run a business. It doesn't sell anything. It just sits there. And by trading cash, you're just buying cash. It's not a business. It's a holding company. And if GameStop was a business, then it wouldn't have these numbers, would it? Let me share you with you once again. If we show you the margins, I can show you here. We've got a gross margin of 27%. Sounds good, but in fact, the net margin after expenses is 1%. It's not a business. FCF margin is minus 1%. ROCE is minus 1%. ROIC is minus 3%. There's no profit here at all. There's no operating margin. Net margin is 1%. This is not a business. It was recently, up to recently, it was even a lot worse than that. It has improved, but still, this is not a business. So if you're investing in this thinking it's a business, then I'm sorry, but you're just not understanding what business is. I am reading your questions because you want to have your say, and if you want to make yourself look daft, feel free to carry on. What is Roaring Kitty? I am unfamiliar with the term name. What is Roaring Kitty? Roaring Kitty used to be a financial banker. He was a stock trader, a licensed stock trader, and one day he got tired of that and decided to use his inside information to break the law and basically, because he had an online presence, to pump up GameStop. And he pumped it up, and he got lots of people to follow him on YouTube and social media during COVID, when everybody had stimulus checks and everybody wanted to make some money quickly and easily. However, a handful of people did. 99% of people lost it. It was called The Big Short. No, not The Big Short, sorry. Dumb Money. A movie was made about it. People are always greedy and selfish and want to follow something silly to make quick money. And that's who Roaring Kitty is. He's a disgraced financial investor. He'll do anything just to draw attention to himself. Recently, when he went live, I think it was a few months ago, tried to get GameStop going again, and it didn't. He was sat there like a madman, rocking on a chair, covered in bandages, and millions of people tuned in to watch a madman make himself look crazy. But people do that with the hope that he's going to make them all rich. And of course, that didn't happen. Anyway, there he is. Okay, okay, thank you for your reply. You're very, very welcome. I will answer everyone. But you are dismissing where it's going. I'm dismissing where it's going. I'm pointing out it's not investing. It's a speculative gamble rigged in the house by Roaring Kitty for Roaring Kitty. If you want to follow him, please help yourself. But, I won't be doing it. I'm just trying to help my members. I'm here to make money. I've traded 19 times, won 19 times. I don't lose money. My portfolio started at $5,000. Here I am now worth 137. I've got $250,000 invested. You can see what margin there. I don't short stock. I don't do options. I just buy great businesses and don't get into all the nonsense with clowns like Roaring Kitty. But you are very welcome to do that. No debt, $5 billion in cash. So what? That's not a business. I will explain again. Closing stores overseas. That's not good either. PSA and more revenue coming. Let me just explain once again, BB, just should you wish to have this clarified. You're saying it's great because it has no debt and $5 billion in cash. Okay. Let me explain exactly what that is. Let me say to you, and I've gone all the way in numbers. I understand businesses. I've run my own limited companies. I've traveled all over the world as the world piano man, and I've made a lot of money here with $250,000 invested on my own portfolio. So I think I've had some success in this field. But let me put this to you. If I started a business and I put X amount of money in the bank, right now I could access probably about $1 million. If I wanted to, against my portfolio. In fact, if I wanted to borrow against my house and other assets, I could probably raise about $5 million. So let's say I've got $5 million and I put that in the bank and I decide to set up a business and I call myself GameStop Part 2. There you go. And I've got $5 million. I've got no debt whatsoever. I've got no expenses. I've got no liabilities. I've got no outgoings at all. My business would have 100% solvency, 100% chance of survival, and I could then employ people like Roaring Kitty to promote me and tell everybody I'm the greatest thing in the world because I have all this cash in the bank with no debts, no liabilities. Am I a great business? No, I don't produce anything. I just have some cash in the bank. That's essentially what GameStop is. It's a cash in the bank and its business is just going down. And Roaring Kitty can see that, so he jumps all over it. Now he's jumping all over Tilray, potentially another bankrupt business. It's easy. I would challenge Roaring Kitty to go after the S&P 500 or Google or Amazon. Of course, he's not going to do that because the same way as you'll never receive a scam email about the S&P, but you'll always receive a scam email about Bitcoin. It's very, very easy to manipulate people that are desperate to make money from nothing and don't want to put any time or work or effort into it. Well, as you can see here, over the last 4 years, I've gone from $5,000 to now $250,000 invested with no shorts, no options, and so on and so forth. And I've never bought GameStop, and in fact, I only own the S&P 500. So I hope that explains. Your question, BB. All right. Thank you, good sir. You're very, very welcome. Okay. So a business that has money is worse than a business that has money and his business is not about money. I will ask Granny for more money and go all in on GameStop if you take a serious your okay. Crypto link. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to waste my time talking to you. You're talking stupid. You're saying you're going to ask your granny for some cash. Fill your boots, mate. I don't ask anybody for any money. I just earn it because I make money all the time. So you go and ask your granny to lend you some money to buy GameStop. You're making no sense at all. I'm late. Hello, Mahir. How are you doing? The stock was $9 and now it's 31. How is that a dying company? Oh dear, oh dear. BB, because a stock goes up, it doesn't mean the value of the business has gone up. The value of the business is what it produces against its expenses. The stock price is merely the trading price of what people are prepared to pay. Let's take, for example, I invent a crypto coin tomorrow with no fundamental value whatsoever, doesn't do anything, doesn't serve any purpose, but I can lie and manipulate to everybody that it's amazing and everyone buys it. What happens? If no one sells it and people want to buy it, the price goes up. That's how it works. That doesn't mean my coin is worth anything. It just means people are resistant to selling it, so people have to pay more for those to be encouraged to sell it. That's what the stock market is. A stock price going up doesn't mean the business is going up. We can prove that because when we cover earnings calls, and I know because not only do I cover earnings, I take part in earnings calls. I was actually on an earnings calls the other night alongside banks and institutions. I was calling in to the call, so I understand how these things work. A stock price going up is not necessarily because the business is growing. We have seen on earnings calls such as Amazon, them beat on earnings, improve on revenue, improve on bottom line, and the share price goes down. Why is that? Because institutions that buy it sell it to take profit because they know they can move it down to buy it back to take it up higher. So you're looking at a stock going up and you think it must be a good business. Absolutely not. In this case, you have to read the balance sheet. You have to look at the margins. I've just shown you them. I've taken the time here to put together the balance sheet, the profits, the margins. I'm showing you here this information. Now, if you choose to ignore this and think this is rubbish, that's fine. You can do that. But then the stock price is going up because, like our friend earlier, he's borrowing it from his granny and buying it, and it goes up. I mean, that's great. Do that if you want to, but it doesn't make any sense, and eventually you will lose your money. Please keep it civil, crypto. No need to insult here. We're all adults here. Thank you very much, Jason Fallon. Lovely to have you here. Good evening, Jason. Merry Christmas to you. I remember listening to you before it run to 60 in June. Good thing I didn't listen to you and bought at 19 and sold at 55. Okay, so in this case, you went from 19 to 55. Congratulations. Then what happened? You bought it at 19 and it went to 55. You then sold it. You have to pay 20% tax on your gains. Whether you like it or not, whether you think you do, whether you think you don't, your brokerage will report that to the Inland Revenue in the UK or the IRS in the USA, and you will be charged 20% on your gain. However, because you bought an asset with no value whatsoever, you bought it and it went up to 55. It's now down at 31, so it's basically 50% down. If you did sell it, congratulations. You now owe 20% tax on that gain, and you had to sell it because it's got no fundamental value. However, if you buy a business with a fundamental value, you don't have to sell it. Your profit keeps climbing, you keep compounding, and there's no fear of it ever going down. And if it does go down, you just buy more. You had to sell it. Now what you've got is a tax bill. Now what's probably happened, because you won so easily, you've probably bought something else, equally speculative, another gamble, and maybe this time you've lost, because the likelihood you will, but yet, so now you've not got the money to pay your tax for the Gamestop drama. Whereas if you just invested and bought a real business, you wouldn't have to sell, and perhaps you'd be like me now with $250,000 invested from $5,000, never sold, don't need to sell, don't pay tax. In fact, I get tax rebates. So, when you say, good job you didn't listen to me, what about the next 4 steps? You didn't mention that. Keith is a nice person, I'm sure. Well, he might be a nice person to his family and friends. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's a lovely person. However, he breaks all the rules, manipulates people, lies, deceives, and encourages people to gamble. And the only winner is him and a handful of his friends. So if you think he's a great person, great. I'm an investor. I buy businesses. I'm not really interested in buying into a fan club. Keith Gill is not your friend. He doesn't care about you, and he's not going to pay your tax bill and bail you out. So I invest in businesses. If you think Keith Gill's great, follow him. Invest in him. You think he's your best mate. Do whatever you want. That's absolutely fine. No, GME was over 86 and crashed back down and took everyone's money, says Jeffrey Long. You could have played options on SPY just their other day and made 1,000% in a couple of hours. No, you couldn't. You couldn't make it 1,000%. That's ridiculous. So that's just not true at all. TJ Molden, GameStop is Mullen. Mullen is GameStop. Mullen is run by Dave Mitchery, who has taken the last 5 businesses bankrupt. He does it on purpose. He's a con artist, and all the information that he puts out is false. You're absolutely right, TJ Molden. TJ Molden, our pastor, did you see the video that I made from the end of the show the other day? I put it out as its own video. Hope you saw that. It's on the homepage of the channel. It's got a picture of all of us with you on it, and go and check that out. It's a 5-minute video, and you might enjoy that. A cash cow for someone other than real investors. Also, evening all to you as well. A business with money is worse than one with no money. You should work for Jim Cramer. Okay, you're not making any sense whatsoever. I'm not saying a business without money is better than a business with money, but it's not a business if it doesn't produce anything. It doesn't produce anything. It loses money. I'm sorry you don't understand that. I've tried to explain it. If you choose not to listen and believe in the facts, then that's up to you. Hey, Martyn, I just tuned in. Great content. Do you have any of your own? Do you have and of your GME shares direct registered with ComputerShare? Thank you. No, I don't have any GameStop, so you know that I'm always honest. You won't see Keith Gill do this. Look here. This is my portfolio. This is all the money I have in the world. If you look here, VU is the S&P 500. If I open up VU, you will see I have 100%, 99.86 of all my money, $200,000 is all in the S&P 500. I'm 100% in the S&P 500. Doesn't matter to me whether the GameStop goes up, down, left, right, or sideways. What's important to me is to provide factual information to help people. If you choose to ignore it, that's fine. But I'm showing you my real money, my real trades, my real bank account. Robinhood is my actual bank account. All right? Okay, so there you go. Hey, Martyn, just tuned in. Great. No, I don't have to just explain that. Okay. Merry Christmas, everyone. Mark Saxby, good evening to you. Whale alert. Now, I don't know what that means at all. Good evening, James. Merry Christmas to you as well. Ryan and Keith will take everyone's money again. Yes, they will. Absolutely, they will indeed. Handful of people get some money, everyone else loses. And again, very, very important to remember this. When you look on YouTube and you see people celebrating, saying, I got rich, they're the only few you see. The 99.999% of people who lose money have no voice, and they're just shouting at the camera going, I lost all my money. And even if they made some money during the trade, then they don't have the money to pay the tax at the end of the year because they've now bet it on something else, and now that money's gone as well. And at the end of the day, you know, you always lose playing the games with Roaring Kitty. Okay, I understand your points. Thank you very much indeed. I'm just, if I can help one person, that's all I want to do. I'm here to help people. I'm here to entertain. I'm here to educate, not to make friends. Jim Cramer says that. It's absolutely right. I love making friends. It's very emotional and personal for me, but I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to get everyone to subscribe to me. I don't need you to subscribe to me. I don't need you to like the video. It's not important. What's important is I bring the best message to you so I know I did a good thing, especially on Christmas Day. Now then, I'm just going to sign off. I wanted to bring you this news. The market's about to open in 45 minutes. I'm expecting a very, very good evening. I'm expecting the markets to continue to rally. We're waiting for the market to open. It's 45 minutes to go. So I wanted to share this with you, the pre-market that is, and wish everybody the very, very best. Now, if you do like this content and you would like to subscribe to me, that's appreciated. If not, that's absolutely fine. And let me just tell you how this works. If you tap the like button, we'll have a little bit of fun right now. If you tap the like button, what it means is YouTube are more likely to suggest my content to you again. If, however, you don't, if you click the down like at the video, it doesn't hurt me. There we go. It does. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. It doesn't hurt me if you down like the video. What it does is YouTube won't show you my content anymore. And that's up to you, but at least it's honest. So here we go. What we're going to do now is we're going to try and get 100 likes on the video. We've got 95 watching right now. Let's see if we can do it. There's 1 like right now. Let's refresh. If you like this content and you'd like to see the other side of Roaring Kitty's argument and you want the real news, tap the up like button. YouTube will show you my content. However, if you don't want to see this information, that's absolutely fine. I don't really want trolls in the chat and people talking nonsense. It doesn't help anybody. We're real investors here. Then tap the down like button. Let's see what we get. All right, 3, 2, 1. One has now gone to 16. Fantastic. All right, that's 16 up likes and 5 down likes. You can't see the down likes, but I can see them. We'll do it one more time. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're now up to 16. I think it's 16. Yeah, the same. Yep, 16 up likes and 6 down likes. That's perfectly fine. Whenever we talk about Roaring Kitty or GameStop, we get lots of people that don't like it because they just want me to go live and say everything's great. We're all going to get rich and Roaring Kitty is great. And that's great for Roaring Kitty, and it's great for me because I have 54,000 subscribers, and if I said that, I'd get more subscribers and I'd make more money. However, it's dishonest and it's not right, and I'm not going to do it for my members. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to be doing that, but there you go. Anyway, I've been on Jim Cramer 2 times. Congratulations. Are you concerned when the MOAS occurs? What's that your average will sell your shares early? As it is, I have no idea what that means, Stu Bam. No one will be selling my shares. There'll be no averages or whatever that means. I've no idea what you mean. Go Plug Power. We like Plug Power, but it's heavily manipulated by Russian oligarchs. GameStop produces nothing. 14.7 million plus in Q3. Right. And that is nothing compared to their market cap. What are you talking about? They're selling video games, and with 4.6 billion, they can change it all, and they could produce their own digital games. Crypto Link, that's absolute nonsense. The actual facts, if you want to read the actual facts, are this. US video game sales are down 7% in November, hurt by declines in game content spending. I can go into the finer details of the balance sheets and the margins, as I just did, so I don't know what you're saying, that it's great. Just because the numbers sound high to you, well, what about the profit? The operating margin is literally negative. The net margin, which is what they're left over after expenses, is 1%. Well, if you think that's a great business, then I suggest you join Roaring Kitty's club and buy the stock he's selling. But I won't be doing that. Thank you, Jason Fallon. Stephen Moss, thank you much indeed. We've got 23 likes now. Brilliant. I see 21. 23 now. Wish you the best. Thank you for the information. You're very, very welcome. Compared to 350 million minus in Q3 to, well, okay, whatever. I mean, if it, I'm not going to go on about it. I've given you my point. If you don't believe me and you think it's great, then fill your boots. But it's not a good investment. Anyway, I just wanted to come live and thank everyone for tuning in. The markets are 40 minutes away. I will be posting my trades and information and latest news as I get it on my Instagram and X. There's my Instagram and X in the chat for you. If you want free trials, free discounts, free versions of Seeking Alpha and Alpha Spread, there is the link in the chat. If you want free stocks from Robinhood USA, there's the link. If you want free stocks from Robinhood UK, there's the link. And unlike other YouTube channels, we are not a YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber. I simply broadcast on YouTube TV. I provide training where I cover the expenses for you. Our training is free. In fact, we give it to you and I cover all of the costs. You can speak directly with Sensei Crypto, our technical analyst, and he provides information and trades all for free. We also have Ed Nevius, who's paid to learn to scalp trade. That's provided free. We cover all the cost of running the server and all the information, how you can access it. We do all of that. And it's all for free. We'll never charge you for it at all. If you want Discord, there is Discord. Please do not sign up for it unless you are a YouTube member. I won't upgrade you. If you want to access it without being a YouTube member, you'll have to be a YouTube premium customer, which will then give you increased benefits. But don't sign up for it unless you are either a member or you wish to pay for it. The choice is yours. All right, that's it from me. There's Instagram and X once again. I'm out of here. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the information. It was just there to help people. Let me go over and see how many tuned in tonight for this broadcast. We had 416 people who just tuned in. That's nice. Our subscribers now are 54,000. Oh, there we go. 291. Lovely, nearly 55,000. We should be there by the weekend. We're gaining, we're doubling our rate of growth every month, which is wonderful. Most people now want real news, real information, and they don't want to watch channels that are just promoting for them for their own ends, their own purposes, and so on and so forth. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to automatically direct you to my next show. My next show will be tomorrow afternoon. We're not back in the morning, but we are back tomorrow night with the closing bell. Because it's Christmas, I'm going to go late tomorrow. I've still got family here with me, so there you go. There you go. It will automatically go there for you. I'll also put the link on the screen, so if you want to be the first person there to get a question or a comment for tomorrow's show, it's the Santa Rally continues. This is the event tomorrow. I shall give you the link for it now. And I shall put it in the chat. Here we go. Next event. And you can actually go there now and leave a comment, a question. If you are a member of the channel, I will reply to all of your comments and questions 24 hours a day. I will always look at your comments. There is the event for tomorrow. All right. If you stay where you are, it'll automatically take you there. Or you can click on the link and be the first person to leave a comment. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed it. Tap the like if you did. Tap the down like if you didn't. Either way, it's all good to me. And Merry Christmas to Mark. Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy Christmas. And thank you for tuning in. And as always, until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.